everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. Learn the advanced features of options trading on Lightspeed Trader, Wednesday, January 13th. My name is Rob Lipson. I'm the VP of Sales and Business Development here at Lightspeed. We like to give various presentations for different topics for education on the software, our services, and market commentary, as well as trading strategies. So we certainly like to give a wide range of information and help just broaden the experience with the firm here. Before we get started, we are doing our quick disclosure here, so bear with me. This presentation is for informational purposes only. Nothing presented today should be construed as investment advice or recommendation to buy, sell, or hold any security or contract. Since we don't know everyone's investment objectives or risk tolerance, we are not endorsing any specific trading strategy. Security, derivative, or futures trading involves substantial risk of loss, is not suitable for all investors. Each investor must consider whether this is a suitable investment, since you may lose or all more than your initial investment. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Lightspeed Financial Services Group, LLC is not affiliated with any third-party market commentators, education, or service providers. Data, information, and material of this content are provided for informational and educational purposes. This content neither is nor should be construed as an offer, solicitation, or recommendation to buy or sell any securities or contracts. Any investment decisions made by the user through the use of such content is solely based on the user's independent analysis, taking into consideration your financial circumstances, your investment objectives, and risk tolerance. LFSG does not endorse, offer, nor recommend any of the services or commentary provided by any of the market commentators, educators, or service providers. And any of the information used to execute any trading strategy are solely based on the independent analysis of any users. And just to note, we do have risk disclosures on our website as well, additional option disclosures. So anyone who is looking to trade options, you should definitely be aware of the various disclosures that we have. Short selling and naked selling of options does carry substantial risk as well, so you should be aware of these disclosures, so please look at our website for additional disclosures as well. For information on a demo or open an account with Lightspeed, please contact myself, Rob Lipson, rlipson@lightspeed.com. That's RLIBSON @lightspeed.com, or you can email sales@lightspeed.com, or feel free to call us extension 3 up our main number. Okay, thank you for that. Today is the advanced features of the options trading on Lightspeed Trader. This is pretty much a part 2 of our initial presentation, which we did last month. If anyone did miss this, you can go into our resources tab in our live webinar section. We do have the ability to register for upcoming events, but you can see all the recordings that you may have missed. So you can see here an intro to options trading was our basic introduction to the software and options trading. So I would recommend anyone who has missed that to take a look and to view that full presentation to get you an idea of all the basics for options and the different functions. This is going to be a little bit more advanced. We're going to skip some of these basic features and just go into some of the different ways to set up the program and to customize a little bit. So take a look there, and then certainly if you have some questions, feel free to call or email us as well. I'll try to get to questions as we go or answer them at the end of the presentation. So I have my Lightspeed Trader software. This is one of our main layout pages here. If you go into the layout menu, you can load a predefined layout. This is layout number 3 for a large monitor layout here. And you can see it's laid out pretty simply. We have our level 2. I have my order entry window, my orders window, positions, and then I have an option chain and an option level 2 and a chart. So the option level 2 and the chart and the option chain are all connected to my equity level 2 window. So when I do update this, you can see the chain is going to update, my chart updates, and then I can populate the option level 2 with any contract that I double click. You can go into the option chain and you're able to choose the series you are looking for. So you can choose a certain expiration or multiple all dates here. So if I want to go to the nearest date or nearest month, I can do that. I can go to the near date or just have simply all dates. I can show how many strikes I'm willing to view. If I want a specific strike price to go off of, I can I can go there as well. Otherwise, it's going to go off of the closest in the money contract, out of the money contract as your base here. So 260, 250 would be the in the money area. So that's where the standard default would go unless you choose a specific range itself. Or you can just view all prices if you do want all that information, but sometimes that is a little bit more than you need. So the near money, we can see 250 is the range here as well. I can go into my option chain to customize the data that's provided. You can see these are all the different columns that are available that I can add: previous volume, open, mid, point here, bid side, ask size. All that can be displayed. If I want additional columns, we do have different categories here as well. So I can apply different Greek data here. I can add that. I can have a percentage change section here as well. So anything I want to add to my option chain, we have here. So you can view here the expiration, days to expiration, in the money, out of the money amount if you want that highlighted. So you can see I just simply add that. You can see all the data comes through. I have my delta here. I have the expiration, days to expiration, and then the in the money, out of the money amount. So that's a good way to separate the point where you're in or out of the money, going from red to green there as well. As a reference, I could click to populate the option level 2 window. That's going to show you the specific contract. Left side here are the calls. I go over to the right side, that's the put. And then I can also modify the individual series or strike price as well on my option level 2 window. I can choose whether I want the call or the put here as well. So very easy to manipulate the option level 2 window to get the contract you are looking for. To place a simple order, I would just click on the price. I can populate the limit price just simply clicking on it. You can see if I click on that offer, it goes to 355. I click on the bid, 340. I simply have to choose my number of contracts, the order type. We have limit, stop, or stop market, stop limit. I want to limit. I can have a direct route to an exchange, or I am just going to use the Lightspeed Smart Route for execution. Simply queue up my order. I can choose to have my confirmation, or I can have this bypass. Right now I have this set. It's going to show you the buying the one contract, $3.55, and it'll give me the buying power number, which actually is a 4 times multiple of the cash requirement, since the system is based on a buying power multiple. So if you do want to know the cash requirement, 1420 divided by 2 would get you that 355. Yeah, 1420 divided by 4, 1420 divided by 4 gets you the 355, which is the cash value of that contract. I hit yes. You can see the order goes right into my orders window. The position shows up in my positions window here, and I also get a message in my messages window. So all that would be displayed. Very easy to close a position as well. I can just either adjust my order entry form to sell. You can see that order goes in, it's pending. I can cancel that. Red equals cancel. I can right click on the positions window to close out as well. I can close out at the market if I desired as well. So there's a lot of ways to enter and exit a standard one contract, one position through there. If I have multiple positions, I can do a closeout all. If I have more than one type of contract, you can close out multiple in one swoop as well. So to move on to the advanced features, really, it would start maybe with building your own page and getting some additional windows open here. So I can go into my page menu and add a new page. So I can say options 2. I can hit OK, and that is going to allow me to customize my own page here. So if I go into my new menu, I can choose a level 2 window. I can go and build out based on the different option windows I am looking for. So I'm looking for an option level 2 window. I am looking for an option chain. I want my option time and sales. And each window is free floating. You can modify the size and move around. So it's very easy to configure and adjust to your monitor size and your eyesight lines to make it as easy as possible to view the information. So the chain can be stretched out and you can have a lot of information on that chain itself. I can also apply the complex orders entry window. This is going to allow you to place multi-leg orders and view a risk scenario of your contracts here. So it's an important window. We're going to go through the various ones as well. And then we'll get to creating some custom orders and using hotkeys as well as hot buttons to be able to place your options. So that's what we're going to go into depth here. I can also, the other windows I have would be an options most active window. This will allow you to view various contracts that are trading very actively and the underliers that are trading very actively as well. So it's a really good tool to see what's trading the most on the day, what contracts are active, and what may be unusual in certain contracts that you may want to take a look at to see what is moving the market. So just like that, I kind of built out a nice little option page here. Now you can certainly open up multiple option level 2 windows, multiple chains, multiple complex options. So there's really a lot of ways where you can view a lot of data all at once. I'm going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it to the one window for each for now. But just to know, you just go into the new menu. If I do want an additional chain, I can do that. If you want more than one option level 2 window, I can do that. And I can either have them all connected or I can have them as standalone. So I can link them to focus, or I can unlink to have a standalone contract in my level 2. So I can view more than one level 2 of a option window at one time. So same thing, I click on my I'm going to, let's see here, click on a contract here to link to my option level 2 window. Or I can add a strategy to my complex. So I can open in a window here, or I can add it to the complex option. If you don't see the order ticket, you would go to show order ticket on your level 2. So if I wanted to build out a spread, I can do that through the chain and my complex options. If I highlight 2 different contracts, I can right click to add selected strategy here. I can choose to have it as a debit or credit spread. You can see that immediately populates both sides. I'm buying one, selling one. I can put in the ratio here, the buyer payment or the receiving on a credit or debit will be displayed in the top right corner. And I also have the risk graph, which is showing my break even and that profit margin here. So you can see as the price moves up, goes up to 381 is my max profit. And then after that, it kind of, that's the max portion. So, and then you can see the max loss would be at the 378. So it shows you exactly where your break even will be up until your max profit or your max loss on the risk graph as well to help you build out your strategies. If I did want to submit this order, I simply have to hit go. That's going to give me a confirmation I'm buying the 378 call and I'm selling the 381 call. And I hit yes. See, I actually did not include a position or orders window here, so I have my orders. You have to fill that in. And then also my positions window. And then we can see the positions are displayed here in the positions window. You can sum them up, or I can right click, I can group, so I have it broken down. I have my 2 SPY contracts and then my Facebook contracts. So you're able to group them by various underliers to get a good idea of each underlier and the grouping that you're offering here. Some of the nice features that we do have, you can save the spread. So if I do want to save this spread in as a format here. So we'll call it SPY debit. I hit OK. I just labeled that. So if I did somehow, I went off of that, I don't have it any longer, but I do want to look at it again. I just have to go into my spreads and I have that spread saved. It's going to populate right away. If I'm looking to close out, I could simply hit reverse, and that's going to allow me to now sell the long and buy the short. So it'll allow me to close out that position. So you can save all your spreads as a particular combination and then easily recall that, so you can either take on additional positions or close out by reversing that same spread. So very easy to do. Additionally, if I just click on the positions, I can also close out in the COE. So I'm able to populate here as well by buying short and selling the long. So there's a lot of ways to close out there. So you can build up to 4 legs on the complex. So, and then there's different settings as well. So if I do change a setting here on my option chain, or my complex form, I can change some different settings here. I can have my defaults for my order type, limit or market. Maybe I want limit as my default. Maybe I want to always go into the mid, the buy and the sell. Auto update will allow the prices to adjust as the bidder offer adjusts. And then I can also double click to add a position. So if I double click, I can always add another leg. So you can see I can add multi-legs very quickly to my chain. So once again, I just go into my chain, double click, populates very easily. Now, if I click on the bid, it's going to go in as a sell. If I click on the ask, it'll go in as a buy. So immediately I just built my debit spread very quickly, and my credit spread very quickly, and I'm selling and I'm buying, and then I can hit go and then place that order immediately. So you can see in the thing here, buying and selling. This is a demo, so not everything's going to execute here immediately or at all, but you get the idea. Those orders go in. I can build my spreads very, very quickly. So I can also save this one as a different one as my SPY credit. And then I can easily flip between my two if I ever want to close out of my positions by just simply switching between my saved ones here. People ask, can you buy and sell options on margin? Well, you would need an option. You need a margin account for certain option permissions. Options themselves, they are non-marginable. There's specific requirements for each position that you're holding. A long option position, you're holding the requirement of the premium. A spread, you are going to have the requirement based on the differences in the strikes and plus any debit or credit amount. Naked contracts will have certain requirements based on the strategy as well, how far they are in and out of the money. But all options are technically non-marginable, but they all have various requirements to hold based on the strategies. Okay, so that's how you build out some of the complex option features here. You can change some of these background features as well, the background look, the feel, and like I said, some of the defaults. Same with the option chain. You can change how some of these look. If I want to show some grid lines here as well to make it a little bit separated here, you can do that. Change any of the fonts and the colors as well, is all available, and the data as well. Now, some of the really great features for your single leg orders would be the ability to customize and to create these custom orders and enter through hotkeys and hot buttons. So I do that through the option level 2 window. If I click on the gear, that goes to the settings. So you can have your initial default as well. I can show my Greeks, my positions. I can show my order ticket as a default and show my hot buttons here as well. I can choose my same default quantity, my default order type, market, and price here. If I want it to always set to the bid or the ask, maybe I always want to have the ask price in there as well, and change colors as well. And I can choose my layout, modify some top of the box configuration data columns. If I do go into my commands tab, this is where I can create some of the various custom orders to create through hotkeys or hot buttons. So you can see there's kind of a parameter field here going from top to bottom on the left side, buy or sell. You would indicate whether you want it as a smart route or an exchange route, order type, limiters, or market here. Then you have your size, with position or without position to close, so you can buy to open or buy to close if you are a short position. So with a position to close, I can buy to close a full, half, or quarter position or a certain amount of contracts, or I can have without position to close, so just an opening order. So I can have this one as a 5 contract. I could buy at the midpoints. I could buy at the ask. I can buy above or below the mid or the ask or the bid as well, to be more aggressive or less aggressive. So I'm going to have this one set as buying 5 contracts, 5 cents above the ask, and I want to send this to the market. So I want this to be an executable order as soon as I press the button. So I would label this buy 5 ask, and then I add this, and I now have created my command. I can either apply it as a hot button. If I go to my settings and the hot buttons window, I can apply it to the bottom of an order, option order level 2 window. I can add that. I can change the color if I wanted to. Just the background of the color here. So we can see I have one contract populated. It's a limit at 228, which is the ask. But if I hit my buy 5, this is going to bypass the order entry based on the parameters that I just created. Buying 5 cents above the ask. The ask is 28 cents. I'm buying at 233. So it's a way to be more aggressive. You can see that order will easily go in. If I chose to remove my confirmations, that's going to be a one-click order. Hit the cancel button, I'll cancel the last pending order in that contract. I can go back into my main keyboard tab, and I can also assign any of the custom commands I created to the keyboard. So let's just say I want to control 5 to buy 5 contracts. I can do that. Same thing, I'm on the contract, control 5, buying 5 cents above. So I can create this as a key or a hot button. I can also use the hot buttons window to create and customize different size buttons. Same way I did. I can add a hot button. I can modify the color to make it a little bit more stand out a little bit more, and then change the font if I wanted to. We can see I have a buy 5 ask button. So once again, I click on this buy 5 ask. Same orders going through, buying 5 contracts, 5 cents above. And there's just various combinations you can do. So if I want to go back to my commands, I can do a sell, I can do a closeout for full position, and maybe I just want to do a market order to close out. This is immediate closeout order. So I'm choosing full position. I am doing without position to close. I'm just selling at the market, sending to market as well. So sell full MKT. I'm adding that. Okay. I can add this as a button again, selling full at the market. Let's go back to the contract we did get filled. So I do have the one contract for the Facebook. I go into my sell full market. It's selling one at the market, and I'm able to execute that right away. And you can see this position is now closed out. I can have that as a key as well. I go into my keyboard tab, sell full. So maybe I have the shift 5 as my selling. So I can not populating here. Sorry about that. Let's try it again. Yeah, let's go with that one. So if I want to immediately control 5, I'm buying 5 contracts. And it did that immediately. Shift 5, I'm selling 5 at the market. So you can really get in and get out and manage your orders very effectively through your hotkeys or hot buttons. So anything I create will be either a button or a key. And there are some predefined orders as well. So if you go into the commands here, we do have the cancel all orders, cancel last, cancel option best, cancel no oldest or newest order, all for one option, all for that, all buys for that underlier, all anything related to that one underlier or that contract. So if I want to cancel all for option, I can add that as well. So if I did have an order out there, buying, see that order's out there, and I do have the open SPY, but I do cancel all for option. It only canceled for that Facebook option. It left the SPYs. But if I can also have a escape key or other keys to cancel everything, so I hit escape, it cancels all my orders. So you can very easily modify the open orders that you have. In regards to charts, we do only chart the underliers on the equities. We do not chart individual option contracts. The best explanation for that is to save on some resources, to not provide the individual contracts and tick data here, to eliminate some of the stress on the system for charting and storing data on every contract as well. So, we try to provide a very fast, streamlined system for data and executions, and sometimes you do have to sacrifice something, and eliminating the option charts were one of the sacrifices we have made to have the software perform at its best. But in regards to standard charts, you can always look at the underlier. I can right click if I want to go into after hours as well, go into my market hours. I can map the various time frames. I can view various studies. If I want a moving average, I would add it. I wanted a VWAP, I can add it. So there's a lot of studies available, all the basics here, Bollinger Bands. Just have to click and add or modify your parameters and put on anything else that you're looking to do and add it. So all of a sudden, I just built out a chart with a lot of indicators. I can use my mouse wheel to scroll, get back in there, and really customize the charts as well. If I do have open orders, you can view equity orders on the chart, but not option orders. Other different kinds of commands that you are able to do, we do have a stop order available. Not as popular for options. You have to know the different rules and regulations, how order handling is for stops on options. So, but it is available for people that want some protection, selling full position at the bid. And you can say, I want a 10 cent below the bid here, so I can have that sent to market. Sell stop 10 and add that as well and create that as a button. So you would buy 5. Immediately that goes in. I hit my sell stop. I'm going to have a stop for 5 contracts at 10 cents below the bid, 330. So that is available and very easy to put in. That would trigger as a market order once the last trade price is down to my stop price. Just to go over the options most active again, I didn't go through that exactly here. You can see your most active windows. I can make this a little bigger so we can see the data. We can have open interest, days of expiration, all different data categories that you are able to view here. All these columns here are available. They're all assigned. So if you do the longer you scroll it out, you can see all the different information here, the volatility, the underlying price, and the expiration. That's the most active there. I just have to double click. It's going to populate the chain and the level 2 and my chart with the underlier. We have our most unusual volume. So these are contracts that have previous volume, which was very little and has really increased. So you can see all these have high volume today, and their previous volume was very low. So that's what qualifies for a most unusual. So you can click on Apple Put here. People were trading this quite heavily, and you can make your own determination why you believe that to be the case, but it gives you an idea of what actually is trading actively. Most active underlier is just going to show you all the contracts or the underlying symbols which are actively trading, and make determinations on the call and put volume and open interest to see if that's interesting for you. And unusual volume, most trades on the day. So just different categories. It's also for the last 5 minutes or after hours here in a demo, so that's not going to populate, but you can get a good idea of what this type of scanner will do. Okay, so I mean, that's really the emphasis of what I wanted to show here, really the ability to create these custom orders and commands and set them up as hotkeys or hot buttons, the ability to modify and interact with your chain and to set for complex options. That's going to really increase your efficiency and your effectiveness with the system, wasting less keystrokes and time to get your orders queued up, to get your parameters defaulted, and to really be efficient with the platform. So if you guys have some questions, please send them on here. I see we have a couple here. Dana, I'm not sure what you mean exactly. In which window are you looking for the buy, sell colors to be modified or enabled? I'd have to check on that for you. I'm not sure where the setting is for that. I don't know if it was a default or not. I'll have to take a look for you. Any other questions that we have? Contrast? Okay, great. You got it. A lot of settings. I've been using the software for quite a while. I don't know all of them. A lot of it just comes with poking around and seeing what they do. It's what's great about having the demo trial available. So guys, keep in mind, you can always try a demo for the software, do some test configurations and layouts here. So you can go to the website, try a demo, and go through that. Please make sure that you do. It's always a great way to test out the software. Anyone looking to open a new account can do right from the open account button on the top here. And feel free to call us with any questions and go through it. Certainly send us emails. We're very quick to respond and answer the phone. So thank you guys for joining us. This is, a shorter webinar because it's just very focused on the options here. But keep an eye out for previous webinars and new ones that we have available are coming. You can always register from the website on our resources tab under live webinars. So we have a really popular one coming up for next month, tips for professional traders. And then we do have a bunch more on the docket. So we have a bunch more that will be posted to our schedule by in the next few weeks. So please keep an eye out for that. Someone's asking about the settlement for options. Options do settle in one day, so even in a cash account, that will settle same next day. So if you do buy and sell, those funds will be returned for next day, but they're not intraday. If you have a margin account, so you do have option trading on margin settlement, so that there's a specific there. So if you do have a margin account, you can day trade your options. You can buy and sell, and funds are returned same day. Otherwise, a cash account for options, funds would take an additional day, next day to settle and be back available. So I guess that there is a difference there. So having a margin account will provide you for differences than a cash account, in addition to option trading permissions in a margin account versus non-margin account. Just for some of the basics here, we only charge options on a per contract basis. We don't have an additional ticket charge, so it's 60 cents per contract. There's a $1 minimum on our base package, so just a one contract trade is $1. But if you are building out a four-legged spread, you're not going to get a ticket charge. You're just going to be charged by the per contract rate, which is very nice and a very affordable cost structure. And we do have reduced rates available for active traders. So if you are actively trading many contracts per month, certainly contact us and you can qualify possibly for lower rates. And even keep an eye out for our new account promotion. We do have a 3-month special for rebate on commission, so please take a look at that as well. Darren asked about a spread here. So if you want a vertical spread, if you want more than one date, you can have all dates. So let's just say I want the 15th and I want the next month as well. I can highlight both of these by control, and then I can right click and I can add to the COE, or I can simply just double click on the contracts and then build my own sides myself for a debit or credit or a vertical spread or any other spread you're looking for. Okay, guys, thank you very much. If you have other questions, please feel to contact us here, and we are happy to assist. Please take a look at the demos and the other videos, and feel free to let us know how we can help. Thank you very much. Have a great night.